Hi everybody, I'm Nicolette Durso, and this is my game, The Best Easter Egg Ever. The Best Easter Egg Ever is a game for pre-kindergarten. It's a math game that will teach students about patterns for math. So these pictures here show some examples of Easter eggs with patterns. These are some more basic patterns that do not follow the patterns that I will be going over with my student. However, they are still good examples to briefly show to the student to explain patterns. So one of the materials that I'm going to be using is a book, and the book is Happy Easter Mouse by Laura Numeroff. I'm going to read the book to the student, and I'm going to start by showing my student the cover. We are going to briefly discuss the title, author, and illustrator. I will ask my student if they know what the illustrator does, and we will go over that the illustrator is the person who draws the pictures. Then we are going to talk about the big egg in the middle of the cover. And it's this egg right here. My goal is that the student, with or without help, will realize that it is a pattern of a big diamond followed by two little diamonds. Throughout the book, each page focuses on a different color, and the color is highlighted using the corresponding letters of the word. The student will help me read the color word. After I am done reading the book to the student, we will go back to the first page of the book and look at the eggs. The mouse has his foot on an egg that has a pattern on it. I will ask the student if they can identify the pattern. If not, I will help the student and we will read the pattern together. The next pattern I will need is the light panel. With that, I will also need a nearby outlet, and I will have the light panel set up prior to bringing the student over for the activity. I will also need a black permanent marker to create an egg template, which will be shown on the next slide, and also to write the name of the shape and draw the shape on the construction paper. The construction paper will then be taped or glued to the cups. So another material needed are the translucent pattern blocks. There are 6 shapes, which are the hexagon, triangle, trapezoid, diamond, square, and rhombus. Laminating sheets are needed to create the egg template, which is another thing we needed the black permanent marker for. And the egg template will go on top of the light panel shown on the slide before. Then the students will use the shapes to create the best egg ever. The clear cups are going to be used to hold the sorted translucent pattern blocks. They will also have the construction paper with the name of the shape and the drawn out shape taped or glued on it. The reason I am using a clear cup is because when using a light panel, it is important that everything be clear or see-through, as it helps with the light simulation. To make the game, you will need a black Sharpie and a laminating sheet. If you have more than one light panel, then you will create one egg template for each light panel. This will be placed on top of your light panel. Next, you're going to sort the translucent pattern blocks so each different shape is in its own cup, tray, or dish. When using a light panel, ideally you would want them in clear bowls, which you can usually find at the dollar store. Label each one with the corresponding shape name and a drawing of the shape so they can practice another important math skill, sorting by shapes during cleanup. If you do not have a light panel, you can make one. Just Google DIY light tables, and there are so many ways to create one for about $20. And if a light table or panel is not an option, use large white construction paper and draw an egg shape outline. Regular pattern blocks can be used, which is a very common item in early childhood classrooms. You can also cut out shapes out of cardstock or really use anything that you have multiples of. I would say you would want at least 10 of the same object in the same color. Again, have them pre-sorted as the focus on this lesson is patterns. To play the game, you will need a nearby outlet, translucent shapes, a clear cup or tray or dish, the light panel, and the Easter egg template. As we walk over to the area of the classroom where the light panels are set up, I would ask my students, are you ready to create the best Easter egg ever? First, I would remind them of the rules while working with the light panels. We need to keep our hands off the wires, and we need to place our objects on the panel gently. Anything that falls on the floor, we need to remember to pick them up right away. I will let my student press the button to turn the light panel on. Then I will ask them if they know what big shape is on the light panel. The answer would be the oval for the Easter egg. But whichever answer they give to me, I will remind them of the other. So, for example, if they were to tell me it's an Easter egg, I will remind them that it is an oval shape, but they are correct. We will be creating an Easter egg out of the oval shape. I will ask the student if they can figure out how we can create the best Easter egg ever. If they simply say, put things on it, I will demonstrate just putting a pile of shapes on it, and ask them if they think that will look like the best Easter egg ever. I will then ask them how we can make it look better. If they need a prompt, I will show them that the illustrations in the book that we just read to remind them of the patterns. I will ask them again, what is the pattern? When the shapes repeat themselves is how they should respond. We will go over the different shapes provided and discuss the characteristics of each one. I will point to the word as we name the shape. The student will pick one up as we are talking about that particular shape. Then I will ask them to pick up two of the basic shapes, a triangle and a square. I will have them place the triangle on the egg shape first, right next to the line in the middle of the egg. Then they will place the square next to it. I'll have them pick up another triangle and square and have them place those next to the first two shapes. I will ask what they notice about what we are doing. They should be able to tell me that they are creating a pattern. I will have them read the pattern to me, so that would be triangle, square, triangle, square. Then I will ask them what comes next. If they seem to understand, I will let them finish placing the shapes across the whole egg until they get to the other side. Once they have completed that with understanding, I will tell them that they can take that one away, and now they are to choose two shapes that they would like to use to create their own pattern. After they complete that pattern, they will read the pattern to me, which will help them to make any correction on their own or with the help of myself. I will then tell them that they can create another pattern above that one, leaving some space and another one below it. Again, leaving some space. Upon completion of the 3 lines, I will take a picture, and then I will have them clear off the light panels and resort the shapes. This next time, I will ask them to create an ABB pattern by telling them to choose 2 shapes, but this time, for example, it would be square, diamond, diamond, square, diamond, diamond, etc. Depending on their ability of being able to complete this, will determine if I continue with an ABC or AABB patterns. More than likely, I will follow their lead and see where we will go with it. To conclude the lesson, I will ask them which they felt was their best Easter egg ever, and that will be the photo I will print out and show to them. They can read the pattern to me, and then I will send it home with them so that they can read their pattern to the parents. This last slide here shows some examples of the setup. So as you can see, the light panel will be set up with the egg template on top, and all of the shapes will be sorted into clear cups. This next picture shows an example of one line of the AB pattern. And this last picture here shows what a completed Easter egg will look like with the 3 lines of the AB pattern. All right, thank you so much for listening to my game.